Have Hangs, it's time for her bangs. Actually, before I forget, I finally made a theme song. This is the very first bounce of it, so it's not good. But I'm going to play you. I'm gonna play you what I made. 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 Let's see if I can go like this. And then if I can just... No, I don't... Wait. Hang on. I don't know if I can play it. Okay, I'll just go like this. I'll pause the video and I'll go like this. Here's the song. And it'll play. Welcome to Heb Hangs episode 15. As you can see, I'm in a new location. I'm trying the desk setup. Figuring it out. It's my first time. Cause like, I don't know, like since I got the banana thing going on, I'm really trying to make bananas my thing cause I love them. I have a banana. Where is it? Oh, over here. I have a banana tattoo. I'm sure I've told you guys all about my banana thing, but it all started when I got Rocky a banana bed. And, cause when I got married the first time, I can't believe I've said that the first time, my first husband, my grandma threw us, we didn't have like a big old traditional wedding. We just got married in a courthouse and no one got us anything. And then my grandma threw us a little party at her house and she invited all of her church friends. And one person gave us a $25 Amazon gift card. So that was the extent of our wedding gifts. And so I just took it. And for some reason, I just thought, man, it would be so cute if Rocky had a banana bed. Because obviously, what the fuck else am I going to get with $25? So grateful and appreciative. But like, I can't get anything like that we need. Can't get a microwave, bed sheets, nothing. So I just got it in my mind that it would look so cute if he had a little banana bed. And so I got one. It took me forever to find. They're all cat beds. They only make fun fruit beds for cats. But I got it for him. He still has it. I've probably sewn it up 3 times because he rips it open all the time. But I think that's just where it started. It was just so cute. And so I started collecting little banana accessories. And now my brother got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. My boyfriend got me this for Christmas this past year. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't think you can. This light switch cover over here, I made it out of clay. And it's like blue and green kind of smashed together. And then it has little bananas all over it. And then this light switch cover over here, I took off the wall. It looks ugly right now. I took it off the wall because I'm working on it right now for my next art project. That one will not be banana themed, but that one will be, I ordered a bunch of stuff for my desk to make it look cuter, like a mat and like things to organize the cords so it looks less messy. And that over there is just going to be squiggly lines with all of the colors of my desk to kind of tie it all in. I'm trying to design less chaotically now. That is my goal. I've been trying to do it. I don't know. It's very difficult because I want everything to be a statement piece. And of course, if everything's a statement piece, then nothing's a statement piece. Yeah, whatever the fuck. But I just cannot imagine buying something boring, even if it makes sense, like, oh, it goes with everything else. Like, I need it to excite me on its own somehow. So even if it's like, oh, I need a plain colored mouse pad or something, it's going to be shaped nicely. Like it's going to have a scalloped edge or something. Like I cannot, or if I just need some beige curtains, they will have some type of texture in there, like honeycomb or stripes or something. I cannot just let it be by itself because I need to be excited about the product. If someone else was designing my house and I didn't see it until it was all up and done, then sure, I'm sure there would be elements that I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of boring on its own, but like with everything, it makes so much sense. But when I'm spending money on it, if I don't feel excited in that moment about it, I just can't do it. But so I'm trying really hard to fight back against that, like at least a little bit, just so I can make things a little bit more cohesive. I would love my space to look a little bit less chaotic. I really want to feel cozy and calm. This is my first time living in a 1-bedroom by myself. I've lived in a studio by myself, but I have a separate bedroom, which you could see through right in there. Oh yeah, that's the other thing with this angle. my house is still messy. I'm still moving in. Like, I'm still the same person I was at my old house. I still have ADHD. It's still really hard for me to keep things organized. But on top of like moving in fairly recently and all that, it's like chaos. Because you can definitely see inside my trash can that I need to take out. Like, the reason you could see inside of it is because the lid is propped open. Because there's so much trash in there. But hey, I did my dishes last night before I went to bed. Before that, I hadn't done my dishes in like 4 days. And then I did them all yesterday, and then I used more dishes throughout the day, and I cooked for myself yesterday, cooked real food, chicken and broccoli, and I made my carrot salad. I have been in a fairly deep depression for the last, I'd say on and off for the last more days than not for the last 2-ish weeks. But I would say consistently it was like 5-6 days in a row that I just kind of am starting to come out of right now. Yesterday was the first day that I was able to like have any type of motivation to do anything. So I did my dishes. I feel like I did something else too and made food. Oh, and I put my clothes away. And the day before that, I was still super depressed. My boyfriend has been so great in helping me and coming over when he can. And like, he brought me over some pinwheels from Costco, like the little wraps with the turkey and stuff so that I would eat something. He's so sweet. Because I just did not feel like eating or drinking. I've basically just been in one spot on my couch just feeling so sad. Depression is a bitch and a half. I'm on so many meds, but obviously they're not working. Oh, by the way, here's my not Everybody Hates Trump. Pretty Girls Hate Trump shirt that I'm sure by the time this comes out, you can buy now, and members of my Patreon get 15% off. And I think 10 or 15% of the proceeds I'm donating to, I think they're called World Food Kitchen. I think that's what they're called. And they give food to people like around the world in crisis. And I think they might have like, sectors all over, but right now I know that they're deep in Gaza trying to get food to people there. So they might also be like, I know some shit's going down in the Congo, but I don't know exactly what's going on. But yeah, so proceeds for this shirt and my last shirt, what was my last one? Oh yeah, Feel Your Feelings. A percentage of that will forever be going to them. 'Cause I need money for sure, but they need to eat also. So we can both eat. What was I saying before that though? Oh yeah, depression, made myself food. Oh yeah, my boyfriend came over. Oh yeah. So my boyfriend came over 2 days ago and he was like, we've got to do your laundry. Cause it had been over 2 weeks since I've done my laundry and I went on a camping trip and I still had not done laundry from my camping trip. So I was on my F tier underwear, F tier, icky, grody, gross, hate it, made me feel gross, icky, gross underwear. And I need water, man. I feel kind of sick. I've eaten, but then I drank some coffee and it kind of makes me feel like fucked up if I don't have enough food in my stomach. Or if I'm not hydrated enough. He was like, come on, let's do your laundry and then let's go have a picnic. And he hates being outside. So him taking me on a picnic is a big deal. Nice guy. But he got here and the sun had already gone down, or it was like about to go down. We had like 30 minutes left. I was like, but our picnic, we need to go to the picnic first and then do laundry. And he was like, no, we need to do laundry first. And I was like, fine. Can you bring my weed? Because I had to give him my weed because I abuse it. So he has a couple of my pens, but like he controls it, but like, that's not in a crazy controlling way. Like I want him to. And ultimately, if I was like, give it to me, like, please give it to me, he would give it to me. But I was like, can you bring my weed? And he was like, do you think that's a good idea? And I was like, I guess not. And then, I was like, can we go on the picnic first? He's like, we are way less likely to do the laundry if we do the picnic first. The priority is laundry. So we can do the laundry. And then if we still want to go on the picnic, we can go on the picnic. And I was like, fine. And he's so sweet. I go to the laundromat because the laundry units in my building are like, it's like such a small space. It's very claustrophobic. I honestly haven't even tried to do laundry in there. Just being in there, I hate it. The energy, I hate it. I hate it. It's like 3 washers for the entire building of like 50, 60 units. And to get through, and then there's like dryers all on the wall here. And to get through, it's like this big. And I just don't like it. It just, first, literally, it's making my skin crawl. It's making my skin crawl just thinking about it. Hang on, let me go microdose some weed. Listen, I got a fat ass kinda. I got a fat ass kinda. Yeah, my friend gave me this. I did not ask for it, and then so it ended up in my house on accident. I didn't buy it, but now that it's in my house, it's hard to get rid of. I did get rid of a lot of other weed though that ended up in my house on accident. But I'm just taking 2 milligrams. For what? I don't know. But anyway, so he was so nice. He like, since I go across the street, he helped me have like one of those wagons. I was about to say wheelie basket, but I guess the word is wagon. Yeah, he helped me carry that over there, and he's so nice and sweet. Anyway, he just started a podcast, and we agreed not to listen to or watch each other's podcasts, but he just started his. So this whole time we were agreeing that he wouldn't watch mine. Not because I'm talking shit or whatever, but like, I just want obviously the freedom to just speak how I want to speak, like speak as if I was talking to friends. And sometimes exes might come up. Something that he doesn't want to hear might come up just because it like is part of my past or whatever. And you don't want that feeling of like an eye on you when you're trying to just be free and like do your thing, especially when it's work and whatever. And then he just started a podcast and I'm like, wait, I don't get to watch your podcast. Honestly, I've watched a couple bits of it. Oh, I'm sorry. Just a couple bits. Like literally when he first uploaded it, I watched the first like 20 seconds of his intro and I was just like, look at him go, look at him. And then I like skipped through a little bit. Total, I probably watched like 40 seconds of it. And then I clicked out. And then his second episode came up and I watched less that time. I probably watched 20 seconds total, but I was just skipping through and I was just like, ugh. But I'm playing with fire because like I'm waiting to hear something that upsets me. I'm not supposed to be on there. Like I want to go like it and support him and comment just so like, to get the views up or whatever. But then once I'm there, it's like so hard for me not to. I want to be closer like here. There. I want to be more in the center of the frame. It's so hard for me not to be up in there, but just gotta. I'm trying to be a plant bitch now, slowly. Oh yeah. So in my depression this last week, I say, oh yeah, as if I was like following a train of thought. I wasn't. In my bout of depression, especially this last week, the only thing that was bringing me joy, or I don't know if joy is even the right word, I was extremely hyperfixated on decorating my house and getting my house together. But unfortunately, a lot of the time that entails money and spending it. And I don't need to be doing that. I don't need to be spending as if I know where my next paycheck is coming from, because I don't. So it's hard because it was like, oh, this is the only thing that I feel motivated and kind of excited to do. Like I went to Home Depot and I got this Monstera. I'm excited to raise her up. I've never had one of these before, but I want her to get nice and big and bulky. And did I get any other plants? No, I think that's the only plant I got. Oh, but I got a hummingbird feeder because 2 hummingbirds slammed into my window the other day so hard. I was on therapy talking to my therapist and I heard like doo-doof. And then I see 2 hummingbirds flying away and I was like, hello? Like I didn't even realize they were around. But I have palm trees and stuff right outside my house. So I think a lot of them hang out in there. There's a lot of bees in there too. So I think they're all like trying to get at the same nectar. Sweet, sweet nectar. So I went out and I bought a hummingbird feeder and it's just a cheap piece of plastic, but of course somehow they charge like over $20 for it. Then you have to get food for the hummingbird feeder, and I got some potting soil for my new plant, and then my other plants I think could maybe use some potting soil. I don't know. And then like I ordered some curtains because honestly, I mean, the sun comes right into my house starting from like, what time is it? It's like 2. Starting from like 3 p.m. the sun is like directly in my house until sunset. And it gets so hot. I do not have AC. I have a fan that is right above the camera right now. And then I have a window unit in my bedroom that is pretty mighty in the bedroom. But as far as cooling the whole house down against the sun coming directly in here, doesn't really stand a chance. So I was like, well, I need curtains. And if I'm going to get curtains, I'm going to get curtains that I like. So then I was like scrolling through, finding all these different curtains. And then I got to get a curtain rod. And it's like, again, I'm going to get a nice or like at least a cute curtain rod. I'm going to try to save money where I can. But like, you know, curtains can easily be, you know, if you find some cheap ones, they're going to be like $30. But I feel like on average for 2 curtains, like 60, probably 50. And that's, again, is kind of on the low side. And a lot of people will sell 1 curtain in a package. So then you got to get 2 of them. So you got to make sure that there's 2 in the package. You know, it's like, oh, $50. Then you look and it's like for 1 panel. It's like, fuck y'all. So yeah, but that has required spending a lot of money. And then I ordered some stuff for my desk, which I'm excited about. I supported the devil that is Temu. I think I bought once from Temu like 2 years ago. And then I was like, I feel awful about this. I feel icky. It's gross. I didn't need to do this. And then the other day I was on Pinterest looking at ideas for my apartment. And in my fit of depression, I was like, I want things that make my department. I want things that make my apartment feel nice. I want things. So I ordered a bunch of shit. Sue me. Listen, I'm so sick. Listen, okay. This is so hard to talk about because it can so easily come across as like, you know, oh, you can't say anything nowadays or whatever. That is not what this is. But bro, just someone always has something to say about everything you do. No matter that I'm donating a portion of my proceeds from my merch to feeding children in Gaza. No matter that I've been trying to speak up more about it. No matter that I, haven't had an Amazon Prime membership for years because fuck Jeff Bezos. No matter that I try to go to Shell over Chevron because apparently Shell is just slightly less problematic. No matter I'm trying to buy organic or not buy fast fashion, but it's like, I cannot do everything right. No one can do everything right. I cannot put all this pressure on myself. I was vegan for 2 years. Then I stopped being vegan, or I remember like some leather roller skates, even when I was vegan and people had some shit to say. It's just like, just shut the fuck up. I understand we are all trying, I understand the earth is absolutely on fire. But if you want to point out something that I'm not doing correctly, then be fucking prepared for me to come back at you, even though I don't and I haven't. But be fucking prepared. Like I posted a video on Home Depot the other day, had no idea that people always say we. I'm like, who the fuck is we? I don't know what conversation you're in that I'm supposed to be in, that you're assuming that I'm in. We are all boycotting Home Depot. Did not know that. Sis, what are we doing at Home Depot? We're boycotting it. Let me just double check that you haven't bought a Coke product, a Nestle product, anything that isn't fair trade, that you have not bought anything from any company that is fucking funding this stupid ass war. Let me make sure you don't have a Spotify account because they're funding the war. Shut the fuck up. We can't all do everything. I'm trying to do what I can without feeling like I'm going to implode. And you do what you can without feeling like you're going to implode. I know that these things are not great. I know that it would be way better if none of my dollars went to supporting any of this bullshit. I would love to not even pay taxes for this bullshit. I should be in jail. Why am I even paying taxes? Why are you paying taxes? Knowing where it goes. I'm obviously not trying to be all, like, oh, give me a break. What are we, but like, just shut the fuck up. And I posted a video this morning about like, it was like how women walk at night or no, how men walk at night. And they were just like calmly, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa. And then it cut to, I think I tried to be so inclusive, and I was posting this, right when I woke up. I tried to be inclusive. I was like, how women, queer, femme, trans, or I said non-binary. No, I don't think I said trans. I think I said non-binary, or really anyone who doesn't present as a straight male walks at night. And it was the audio of Sarah Paulson going, help me, he's escaping. And like, that's how, sorry, I know this is clipping. Let me make this a little bit less hot. Here we go. Help me. No, that's still clipping. Help me. Okay, that's a little bit better. And someone commented, and they were like, they put like the asterisks, and they were like, cis men. I'm like, bro. Or yeah, basically anybody who doesn't present as a straight male. I'm like, okay, I should have said cis. I know I should have said cis. Can you not tell that I was trying to, like, did you get the point? Did you get the point? Anybody who doesn't present as a straight male, I feel like if you're not presenting as a cis male, people also are not going to think that you're like a straight male. Like I should have said cis. Did you need to come on here and say that? And also I should have said trans and non-binary. I also should have said disabled people. I also should have said brown people. I also should have said people under 5'8". And then also this person went on to say, like, and if you really think about it, men are scared at night too, or something. It's just like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Oh, don't be exhausting, bro. Don't be exhausting. Don't be exhausting. You are not getting anybody on your side by being exhausting. Anyway, I'm a little chilly. Let me put on my sweatshirt. This is my first time putting it on, actually. And this is my first time putting on the shirt. The shirt that you get will be, it's like kind of matte. But when you get it, it will be more vibrant and shiny like this. Like the sweatshirt. Ayo! You can see it's kind of cropped, but it's not super cropped. Here's my belly button. So it comes about right to my belly button. Ooh, it's really soft. It comes to right about my belly button. I know we're all shaped differently, but that's my body, I guess. But yeah, here it is. The Pretty Girls Hate Trump. So I'm actually about to head on my way to go meet my friend Navi, who I have done photo shoots with before. If you saw the set on my Instagram I was like in bubble wrap and what else was I in? Cardboard boxes, and I was like eating Chinese food. And yeah, that's with my friend Navi, one of my best friends. I love them so much. What a good friend. When I think about like, oh, I've come to LA and I've really built a community. Oh my God, I need to tell you about camping. Oh my God. Wait, hang on. Whenever I think like, man, I've really built a community, I still get really, really lonely. And I think living alone and not having a ton of friends in the area really gets to me sometimes. And I feel really lonely. 'Cause I can go a couple days without really, I went like 3 days without leaving my house this week. I saw my boyfriend 'cause he came over to my house. But other than that, didn't really talk to anybody in person. Very lucky to have him though. I think my phone timer is about to go off. But when I think about my community, I'm like, look what you've done. You made a fool of everyone. Hi, Rocky. I guess a downside of not being on the couch is you probably won't see Rocky as much. I want a kitty cat so bad, but not yet. Not yet. when I'm more financially stable, I will get a kitty cat. Because, vet bills already are scary. Insurance is scary. And then, of course, the food and the litter and all that. And my apartment is, I don't know if it's big. It must be. It might be. I'd have to get creative with the litter box because it's not big enough that like she could have her own room or anything. And I say she because it would be a girl. I need some femme energy. Cats are already femme. But if I'm bringing a cat into my house, it is going to be a little baby bitch. It's going to be a little baby bitch. Baby back bitch. Sweet little baby. Sweet little baby bitch. Right. Okay. What was I thinking? What was I talking about? Camping, Navi. Oh yeah. Community. Right. When I think about my community that I've made while being in LA, I get really stoked and I'm so grateful. And Navi is included in that, and their husband, Brock, who I also love. But I just went camping with, I think there were 9 of us. And we've kind of created like a little bit of a camping group. So I had my birthday camping trip last year. 17 people were there. I invited a bunch of friends, a couple friends who like didn't even really camp. I think some friends didn't even camp before. My friend Kirsten, he's never camped before. I think so. I think that was the case. But he went to REI like 2 days before and dropped a bag on camping gear. And I love camping gear. He brought fucking fairy lights, like solar powered fairy lights to like line the camp. It was so cute. Of course, he had his tent and he got like a nice sleeping bag and a mat, but then he had like nice lanterns. He got multiple camping chairs, got a little camping table. And he had a great time. Like obviously camping, it's one of those sports or activities where you like pay a lot of money to go act poor, like that's kind of the joke. Like, let me go pay a ton of money to go like act like I am, unhoused. There we go. I'm trying to get better. Cause you know what I realized yesterday? The unhoused or people experiencing homelessness thing didn't quite click for me. Why that was so important. Like I heard it. Like I heard why people were saying it. Like people experiencing homelessness, they're not like a homeless person. And I was like, okay, I hear you, but I don't really think they care. Like, I don't think they're offended by this term. So what are we doing? But then I just started reading Scattered Minds by Gabor Mate, the ADHD book. And he said something in that book like, someone isn't an ADHD person. Like we call people, oh, they're so ADHD. And he said that is like reducing them down to this thing that they're experiencing. It's not who they are. And it's something that they can grow out of and evolve past. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. It just made sense. I mean, of course it's like, oh, as soon as it related to me, I got it. But yeah, that's how a lot of things we have to understand. That's why a lot of people lack empathy, because since they don't relate to it or it's not affecting them, it's very hard to understand what someone else is going through. And I was trying, and obviously I have tons of respect for unhoused people. And like when I see them all around downtown LA or in my area, there's a fucking encampment building behind my building, like huge encampment, and it is growing. And I haven't reported it or anything because no one is bothering me. They need a place to stay, and they're like gathering a lot of things there, like resources. And I know what the fuck happens when an encampment gets cleared out. They're just gonna have to go restart somewhere else. And like, if they're here now and they're safe now, then like, let it be. If they're not harming anyone. So like, I have a ton of respect for them. And I can't fucking imagine how tough that is. So I never wanted to use disrespectful language. I just didn't understand it. So it felt performative whenever I would say it, or like, yeah, trying to choose the right language. I didn't really understand how to choose the right language. The way I go off on tangents is crazy. I want like a chart of like the conversation going here and then splitting, and then it breaks off into branches. Okay. All that to say, I went camping and I still haven't forgot about camping this time, and community. But I went camping for my birthday, and a bunch of people came, even people who had never camped before. And it was awesome, except, one friend came and honestly kind of ended our friendship. I was like, nah, it was great energy until she showed up. And I know I never recovered after that. Even after conversations and apologies, I was like, no, none of my friends would show up to my birthday camping trip and act like that. It was actually crazy. I had multiple people being like, yo, who is that? Like, it was not good. It was bad vibes. Sorry. It was honestly astounding. So she came the second day. The first day, most people were already there and it was the best time. I was going to say it was a little rough because one, we had to park our cars like 20, 30 feet away from our campsite. So it wasn't super easy to get to our cars. Two, there was a bear problem in the area and they wanted food. It was black bears. So they're like less aggressive. They just want food. They just want snacks. But we had to put all of our food in our cars at night. And if we didn't, then we would get fined. So we had to like truck all of our food there, but also like 17 people. It was just chaos. Like there were all these, Target bags and plastic bags where like, oh, has anybody seen my like fork, and I told everyone to like bring reusable stuff because I didn't want a bunch of plastic, which I think was a good idea in theory, but in practice it was very difficult because it was like everyone had one plate, one fork, and then just like 17 people's shit. And it was like, whose hot dog buns are these? So it was basically 2.5 days of trying to find something. Like that's all anyone was doing the entire time was trying to locate something. And on top of that, me and most everyone else was stoned the entire time. Like morning, dusk till dawn till dusk, baked. So being stoned, trying to like find shit. I got this girl ruining my life and you have to like put all your shit in the car. So like it was a little bit stressful because of that. But like when you have a good group of people, it doesn't matter because we're all just in this together. We all accept that this is what's happening. We all know what we signed up for, except for that one person. And we're all just like supporting each other and being like, wow, this is fucking crazy. But like, I'm glad to be here with y'all. And this is a good story to have. And it was super windy and there was no grass. It was just dirt. So in the showers, I think were like shitty. So maybe a couple people took showers, but most of us just powered through 2 nights, no showers. But it was so windy and it was so dirty that it was just like brushing up on all of us. And Rocky came home and he literally looked like I found him in a sewer. He was so dirty. My legs especially were like 4 shades darker. Everyone had like outlines of their flip-flops, from the dirt. Like it was crazy. But it was so much fun. And then the wind died down in the evening. And there is honestly, genuinely, I don't think there is anything I love more in this world than sitting around a campfire with friends and people I love and who love me. Doesn't need to be my birthday. I'm just around them. There is a campfire. We're making s'mores. People are like, hey, are there any more marshmallows? And we're all helping each other out. Like, I genuinely think that is my happiest place on earth. Like, I feel so warm and like buzzing in my body right now, just even talking about it. I'm just so like grateful in those moments. And so anyway, the community that I've found, some of the people that came on that camping trip were kind of new friends. They were like friends of friends. And then a bunch of my friend groups were meeting and it was so crazy. I go by 3 different names. Some people call me my government first name, which you can figure it out. You can find it. Some people call me my government last name, which I don't think you could figure out because I haven't put it online. Because when I used to work as a camp counselor, I didn't want them finding me on the internet. So I would just go by my last name. And they would not know my first name or my nickname. And then a lot of people call me my nickname, new name, Heb. So it was like all these friend groups who like call me different things and have known me for different eras. Like, oh yeah, I just met her, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Oh, I've known her since we were 12. And then of course my siblings were there. So they've known me my whole life. But I haven't known them their whole life. Crazy. But so it was just like amazing. And from that group, that was in June. And then in October, a bunch of us split off and went camping again. But then, not everyone came because I had some friends who came down from Washington and, some people just couldn't make it. But not everyone came. But then some people were like, oh, but my friend wants to camp. So then we brought in a couple new people, it's like, oh, they're a friend of a friend. Now they're kind of joining this group. And then we just went on this camping trip a couple weeks ago, and that was not even mostly the same group, a good chunk of that same group, but even then it was like, you know, branching out even more, like other people couldn't make it, so then like other people filled in, so it's kind of like spreading into this whole camping system. But I'm just so grateful for it, and I'm like, wow, I really moved to LA almost 4 years ago. What, it's August, it's almost September. In like 3-4 months it'll be 4 years, which is so crazy. That is like, the time has gone. That's insane. I have really built up this community. Like, I didn't know any of these people before. I think one of my friends, Ross, I've known since I was 15, and he is part of this camping crew that goes around, but everyone else I met once I moved out here. And he met most of them through, at least these camping people, this group, through my birthday, I think, and just through hanging out with me. And then so that's like expanded his friend group. And then I've seen like other friends in the group hang out. And I'm just like, God, it's just so beautiful. And then we're all around a campfire, and someone's like, who has a crazy story? Like, who has a scary story? And then we're just getting to know people, and you've nowhere to be. You have nowhere to be. Oh, and like phones are away for the most part. Like, no one is getting distracted with texts. Like, you're just watching the fire, making s'mores. And I don't need music. You know, usually I prefer no music because I just like to hear nature. But sometimes if it's good music, if I'm like in the mood for it and it's like low, I could be down for some tunes. My dog is usually there. Oh man, I love it. But this time it really did feel like I had to be a parent though, because Rocky, well, you know, he's excited. We're in a new place, and he doesn't really eat when we're not at home, or like when his routine is different. And I should have prepared better for that. I should have brought like some good wet food that I knew he would eat. Cause he didn't even touch his dry food like the entire time we were there. We camped on the beach this time. We were in Malibu, and he was like looking for food the whole time in the sand and eating whatever he could find on the ground. And then in turn ingesting a lot of sand, which is not good for them. And it was hot, you know, he was drinking water, but I feel like not enough. So he ended up getting kind of sick, and he threw up a couple times. I found out the second morning that I slept on like 3 piles of his throw up the night before. I did not know that. So that was really nice and fun. I'm glad I didn't know that. I'm glad I just went to sleep. But so he was not feeling well. And then at the campfire, yeah, I just like could not tell what he wanted because he just wasn't settling. I was like, are you hungry? Do you need water? There was at one point he like runs over to my tent and just starts like barking at it and like trying to hit it, whatever, because he just wants to go inside and take a nap. He just wants to take a nap away from everyone. So let him in there. But it took a while, and I was on shrooms, so it took a while to like feel settled. And you know, everyone else is chilling, but it was like, wow, I have a responsibility to care for my son right now. You know, I cannot sit and relax and eat food until he is settled, until he has everything that he needs. And at times I was a little bit frustrated because it's just like, bro, why are you barking again? Or like, can you please just eat your food? A hummingbird. I'm trying to recognize them. I think this is the same one that I've been seeing. That one will be named Philippa. Philippa. Yeah, but once he was settled, then it was just like the best time ever. But right before the campsite or the campfire, I took shrooms. They took forever to kick in. I was pissed. I took 2 grams, which should have been more than enough. Not to go like fully crazy trip, but like to be tripping. And I was on a pretty empty stomach, so they should have hit way faster, or so I thought. And over 2 hours had passed, and I was like, man, what? So then I took more, and I know that's like the fatal, like, don't ever take more, wait for them to kick in. But I was like, fuck it, I'm sick of this, and I know that I like shrooms, and even if I take too much, I'll be fine, and I'm in good company. So I took some more, and then they kicked in within like 15 minutes, which I felt like there's no way the shrooms that I just took kicked in right then. But my boyfriend was like, oh, they probably, you know, jump started the other shrooms. I'm like, I don't know. All I know is I started tripping. And as soon as I started tripping, I was feeling good. And my friend was in the ocean, and the sun was starting to set, and it was pretty cold in the water. You could get used to it, but you had to be determined to get in there. And she was in they were in the ocean. And I was just looking at them and I was like, I think I need to be in the water. And a couple of people were like looking at it and looking at me. They're like, go be in the water if it's calling to you. I was like, yeah, I really didn't think that I would want to get in tonight because it's cold and, you know, I don't want to be cold and wet when the sun is going down, but just they're telling me to get in the water. So I went in and at first I put my feet in and then my friends saw me and they were like, are you coming in? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just seeing what my body's telling me to do. And it just slowly got me in. And I just, over the course of like 5 minutes, I just kept taking steps in and then I was like, I guess I'm in, baby. And it was awesome. It was one of the best hours of my life. We were in there for about an hour. My friend was in there for even longer. They were probably in there for like 30 minutes before I got in there. But we were hanging out while the sun was going down. I'm on shrooms. I'm coherent. Like I know that I'm on shrooms. And also at the same time, everything was heightened. And it was one of the prettiest sunsets I've ever seen in my life. And we're in Malibu. We're in the ocean. This cliff is like jutting out and the sunset is Rocky, don't do it. We don't need it. Good boy. We don't need it. Good boy. We don't need it. Good hush. Oh, that's a good hush. Good boy, Rocky. Oh yeah, the cliff was like jutting out and then so like the scene behind it was gorgeous and there were some clouds. And then when you have clouds during a sunset, the clouds can turn colors and it was just so stunning. And the way the sun and I feel like the sunset itself, like the clouds and all that was reflecting on top of the ocean and the waves were like on average, they were like 5 feet. Like the waves were pretty decently sized and they were so loud and they were so consistent and they were coming every like 10 seconds and they were just so stunning. And then the light was like sparkling on the surface. And then the surface of the ocean was like pink and orange and the sea foam was like reflecting all these different colors. It looked like a kaleidoscope, like pink and orange and reds and blues and greens and purples. And it was just, I couldn't believe how amazing it was. It was just incredible. And me and my friend just kept like vibing in the waves. And then every couple minutes we were just like, yo, this is amazing. It was just amazing. And sometimes I don't like saying that I was on shrooms for these kinds of things because people who haven't done shrooms or are unfamiliar, or even if they have done them and they're just like, I don't know, people might kind of not be judgmental, but just kind of chalk it up to the drugs. Where it's like, well, yeah, you were on shrooms. But it's like, okay, yeah, there was a shroom effect for sure. But even without them, and I did not smoke weed that entire trip. I actually haven't smoked weed in like a week. I've microdosed these a couple times, but actually more than a week. But I just remembered how like dizzy and stuff and confused I was on my last camping trip when I was stoned the whole time. So I honestly feel like smoking weed while camping isn't really for me. I love shrooms while camping though. But yeah, it wasn't just a shroomy experience. But anyway, so while we were there, we were just like vibing in the waves and a pelican landed maybe like 15 feet off to our side, away from the sunset. So the sun was like beaming on him. And pelicans don't get enough credit. This pelican was gorgeous. It was brown. It wasn't white. And I don't know if I knew that pelicans could be brown. It looked like a female duck. So it might have been a girl, actually. I wonder if that's it. It looks like a female duck, like a female mallard. Because you know how they're like kind of brown and spotted and the males have the green heads. God, I love nature. Fucking shit, man. That's literally the only shit that matters. That's fucking crazy. Anyway. Now I'm thinking about nature. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a pelican was there like 15 feet away and me and my friend were swimming and vibing. And after like maybe 5 minutes, they were like, yo, that pelican is hella close, because they were just chilling. They were just on the water like this. And then slowly like coming towards us because of the waves, but they were just straight vibing and we were vibing. And then we just got so close to it. Eventually we were probably like within 10 feet. And I just felt like, wow, pelican is friend. Pelican is friend. Now that was some druggy shit. Like that was some druggy. I literally was like, pelican is friend. And then eventually she was over it and she just Pelicans do not get enough credit because that was the most majestic shit I've ever seen in my life. The way she soared off into the sunset, because she went towards the sun. So you eventually just saw her silhouette and you couldn't watch anymore because she was like in the way of the sun, but it was just like, goodbye. Like I went into Google, like pelican meaning, like pelican in life, good omen or bad omen. But it was just gorgeous. And then after that, what was even crazier was we kept vibing. We were swimming like, whoa, yeah, waves, yeah. And then a couple minutes later, a seal just popped up its head like 10 feet in the opposite direction towards the sun. And it popped up, and seals are so fucking cute. I'm pretty sure they're not aggressive towards humans. I've never heard of them being aggressive towards humans, you know, maybe in some parts of the world or whatever, but I'm pretty sure if you don't fuck with them, especially at the beach, like they don't fuck with you. They're like, you are not what they're trying to eat. They're trying to eat fish. But she popped up her little head, and they just like have these shiny bowling ball heads and these giant eyes and giant eyelashes and the cutest little noses. And she popped up her head, and I heard like when she breathed out of her nose, and it just caught me so off guard. And I just went, oh my God. And she was like, oh, no. She was fine. But my friend was like, oh, what the fuck? And we were both like, oh my God, a seal. And then a wave came, and like we went underneath. And then when I came up, I was trying to be calm, and I was just like, oh my God, a seal. And it was the closest I've ever been to a seal, like in the ocean. I've been closer to a seal when I was kayaking, but like my body being in the water, that was crazy. And she looked at us. She popped up and she just kind of went like this. And then after like maybe 10 seconds of us like freaking out, she just popped back underneath the water, and then a wave crashed. But as it was going up, you could see her silhouette kind of just soaring through the wave, just playing in the wave really quick before she just went off. It was the most beautiful thing. She just came over and was like, hello. It literally, her going through the wave was like this. Like, outrageous. And then the shrooms were still shrooming. And after that, we went up, after like an hour and a half, we went up to the campfire. I took care of Rocky, which took a while. I was finally able to eat some noodles. And then we hung out by the campfire for a while. And oh my God, the most stars maybe I've ever seen in my life. I know people talk about Joshua Tree having a ton of stars, but I've never been to Joshua Tree during a new moon. And I've never been I don't think I've actually been in the national park. And definitely not at night. So I've seen a decent amount of stars in Joshua Tree, but not like how people talk about it. But this for me, it was like, we were pretty close to Oxnard in Malibu, and that was the most stars I've ever seen. I could see the Milky Way, and it was just fucking crazy. I couldn't stop looking at them. Some of my friends saw shooting stars, but I didn't see a single shooting star the whole time. Usually I do, but not this time. I don't need luck or wishes. No, that was stupid. Oh yeah, but when I was on shrooms later that night, when the sun had fully gone down, it was actually crazy. I was looking at the stars and I could see the like lines connecting them. Like when you look inside, like nebulas or some shit, or like, you know, in the movies when they go into someone's brain and you see all the like the neurons like connecting, and or if you're looking at a star map and it has all the lines connecting like that, I could see it, and I could see it like very vividly. And of course I know whatever shrooms. Let me stop saying that. We all know I was on shrooms, okay? Yeah, so what? It wouldn't have happened without the shrooms. That doesn't invalidate it. Okay? It was beautiful. The lines, I almost forgot. That was the whole point. Ugh. All right, so all of that came from me saying, I'm going to hang out with Navi. And actually, I was supposed to start getting ready like 22 minutes ago. So I'll probably have to hop off in a sec. But then I'm going to have the extra bonus section for just my patrons. But Navi is one of the friends that I made working my camp counselor job. And yeah, we just like hit it off immediately and started hanging out, and they're a photographer, and they did that one shoot with the boxes. See, now I'm bringing it back. You just had to hang out with me for like 40 minutes for me to bring it back. And the shoot today, it was my concept. Since this is like super hyper femme and like sparkly and stuff, I want to do a super hyper femme shoot. All right. I want to do a super hyper femme shoot. With super pink makeup. I think I don't want to wear any pants. I just want to wear like undies, cotton candy, lollipops, rainbow sherbet, like in my hand. I want it to be like overly sexual and feminine. So yeah, that's what I'm off to do. And I'm really excited, and get yours now. Like, I'm so excited about this drop. Like, so excited. I do not make a ton of money on these. I mean, like some, but I'm just excited for people to have these because I just think they're so cool. And remember, you don't have to be a pretty girl to hate Trump, but hating Trump makes you a pretty girl, which is the highest honor. Again, this one will be a little bit more shiny like this. They were just trying two different print methods. This one's more matte. That'll be more vibrant. Okay, well, thank you so much for hanging out on Heb Hangs. This has been real. I've yapped about camping a lot, and I love that. I love that for us. And I love you guys. And I will see you very, very soon because your girl is learning about consistency and reading books about ADHD and understanding why it's so hard for her brain to do anything. So consistency, you better watch out, baby. Because you're about to have a new patron. Okay, bye.